At a time when we're meant to be celebrating the great men and women who fought for our freedom, we'd like to celebrate a pioneer of freedom from the gay rights movement. Called the grandfather of the gay rights movement in Britain because of the amazing work that he did advocating as a gay man, Allan Horsfall was a courageous activist when it was still illegal to be a homosexual. Born in 1927, Allan was raised by his grandparents on the edge of the Yorkshire Moors. He spent 3 years in the Royal Air Force in 1947, thanks to which he met his life partner Harold Pollard in an ex-servicemen's club. Harold was a primary school teacher 20 years Allan's senior, and they remained together until Harold's death in 1995. Motivated by his political views, Allan joined the Labour Party in 1956, and within 2 years he became the local councillor for the town of Nelson, a position that allowed him to implement progressive changes for the LGBTQ community. During his 3 years in office, Allan campaigned for homosexual law reform and for findings published in the Wolfenden Report to be implemented, the main one being to legalise homosexual acts between consenting adults in private. It was no easy task. He was constantly resisted, and many objected to the mere mention of the subject, especially in the presence of women. The report's recommendations ultimately led to the Sexual Offences Act, which became law in 1967. This trailblazing reform was pivotal in Britain's emerging homosexual rights movement, and it led Allan to set up one of the first grassroots gay rights organisations in 1964, the North West Homosexual Law Reform Committee, which in 1971 would become the Campaign for Homosexual Equality. They set out from the little miner's cottage that Allan lived in, which was a super brave thing to do at the time, and there was real personal cost involved too. Allan was shunned in local gay bars by people who feared that he would bring the police down on them. His partner was warned that he should not be seen in public with Allan, and they ignored this. He really was a tireless campaigner. He also helped lead a successful campaign in 1997 to 98 to help free the Bolton Seven, a group of men who were facing jail time because of Britain's outdated and homophobic sex offence laws. In Burnley in 1971, at a public meeting to confront the Christian Alliance that opposed a local gay club, in a packed and heated gathering, Allan invited all of the homosexuals present to stand up. Over 100 did so it was one of the first mass coming out demonstrations in the UK, certainly the first outside of London. Described as a man of shining integrity, he was still campaigning for LGBTQIA+ rights up until the last few months before he died. This means that his activism in this space lasted more than 50 years, which we think definitely makes him a sex pioneer. Allan, we salute you, your courage and everything that you helped to achieve. If you're keen to learn more, we'd recommend you check out Allan's page on the Legacy Project. There's heaps of information, links and videos there about him. Make sure to like, follow and subscribe to our channels to keep up with more great sex pioneer content and help us keep great sex education available to all of those who want it.